if you saw content what Rive posts, they use music, and usually I build all the music on this type of devices.
On that type of device.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
a lot of different quirky device, and like I don't know, like consoles. You can actually write music on the Nintendo Switch or Nintendo DS. Yes, they have like absolutely beautiful, powerful software there from Korg. You know, Korg company who produce synthesizers. They produce software for Nintendo, and you can create music there, and it sounds absolutely unique. You should try it. So
what are you going to show us now?
Yeah, basically, imagine I draw icon.
Draw an icon, yeah.
Yeah, imagine app icon with a rounded shape, rounded corners, all of this stuff, like standard iOS icon or something. And you usually should start with something. And start with something, it's usually a frame. You create the artboard to define the size. And usually it's about 10 to 4 by 10 to 4. It's like just standard size of the icon. You create artboard or you select the preset of the artboard and all this stuff. It's your size. And sometimes you have these like beautiful shapes around to just understand in which part you can draw everything. And in music it's the same. It's some sort of like BPM rhythm, what we have here. For example, I want to make music this fast. Like, oh, I can slow it down. And it's absolutely different mood, isn't it? Yeah, it's basically, in music, it's some sort of frame. It dictates how fast or how slow.
Right, I see.
You're gonna make it. And you can start, different designers start differently, but usually you create this artboard. Not always you need this artboard. You can just draw straight away. But imagine you create it. And for this one, for example, I can use drums. Drums is my frame, like drums. And I use two sounds, basically. 2 sounds. And let's make the very, very basic. I just program everything on this one. Okay, and I'm gonna add some toms. See, it's like uneven.
Yeah.
And I want to make it even. Something like that. It's totally fine. This is my frame. Like, I can start composing something on top of it. And usually, you decided to make the background, for example, for this or something like that. Just gradient.
Yeah.
It can be like plain stuff and etc. And imagine gradient, it can be like your pad.
Kind of like a gradient, yeah.
Like you can imagine it's a moving color.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I just want to record one note probably. And I record it. Something Tom York, isn't it? We make it. Then I decided to make texture for this icon.
Add a bit of noise.
A bit noise or some pattern. Sometimes it can be dots, you know, or stripes. Anything. And for this purpose, I use bass, which sounds like that. And I'm gonna record something like that.
Sounds like something in a video game.
Yeah, it's like very, very basic. I actually gonna change my shape because I don't like the drums here. I'm gonna place. I think this is nice. Yeah, like this. You already like see the composition. You already can sell it like an icon.
Because yeah, like you said, the artboard, the layers, the layering, the textures, all of them are contributing towards the overall frame.
Yeah.
But they've
and you have this rhythm and all this stuff, and you some sort of like what suits this icon. Like this can be blue.
Yeah.
But blue with this texture doesn't work because you use wood texture, or you use like very strict stripes, and your pink background doesn't work, and you should combine them. And it's kind of the same process here. And for example, I want to actually add some ideogram on the icon. What is it? Can be like, I don't know, human there, or I don't know, like message or phone or calendar or something like that. This is our melody. This is basically how we make the conversation what is about. And melody itself, it's always conversation. We ask question and we answer. Listen carefully to any single track in the world. It's always asking and answering. For example, this is ask. This is answer. Ask. Oh, no, like answer. Yeah, and you some sort of like try to build this melody. Or in this case, I decided to make maybe some abstract and stuff. And when I run the music, it's this shape, these restrictions, this texture, this color dictates how I should write the music, how I should draw my icon. And right now, I don't know what I'm gonna play, but let's see.
Yeah.
Something like that. Doesn't make sense?
It makes complete sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's impressive.
Yeah, we basically draw icon with the music. It's a pretty dark icon for cyberpunk, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, no, but that's great. That as an illustration, as an example, that's great. And especially how you can kind of recycle or reimagine them kind of principles. Obviously, there are some foundational stuff there you need to learn. But
technical, like how to run Figma, isn't it? How to install Figma,
right? But once you kind of like apply that kind of same kind of perspective and knowledge, that makes complete sense. Now, something that I see that you post a lot on is stuff like this, and you put in your hand different things. I know you're a big fan of photography as well, for example. So you online share a lot of these different multiple discipline interests, talents, right? Your version of design. Right.
You can put my social networks here.
Yeah, exactly. So on that, do you think it's something designers actively should push to do? Do you think that they should be actively trying to try different disciplines?
No, I don't think everyone should do something. And what I can say, just not afraid to try it. Even if, for me, for example, photography itself, music itself, and like from the start, absolutely not interesting stuff. I just start trying. For example, for product design, I should have sound design and like music, but we can't find anyone who can create it, and I make it, and I found it quite interesting. And from this point, I start doing
out of
music.
Necessity.
Yeah, because I try to find someone who can create it. But back in the days, it's like just sound design.
So that relies on your attitude and confidence, though, right? And curiosity.
Curiosity, yeah. Just feed your curiosity to try. You're never old for that. Oh, it's like, I'm too old to try this stuff. I'm old to try photography and stuff. Photography teach you how to combine colors, right? How to like make the perfect composition in you some sort of like have this feeling how to compose things. Like how you just build simple or not simple dashboard. Sounds extremely boring, isn't it? But because you have this feeling of composition, you train it with photography, and you feel like it's lack of colors somewhere. It's lack of, I don't know, like the weight, and which because in photography is the main thing, not just like taking pictures. You can take picture of the meta reading, for example, with your phone. It can be photography sometimes, but again, in photography, the main thing, you should think about the observer who gonna consume this photography. And it should be very obvious what I looking for, what I looking at and stuff. You know, this photography, street photography with the pocket of light when person step inside of it, this type of thing. When we use leading lines which like lead to this certain point and we walk through and stuff. Like photography tells something. There is like photography creates a story and photographer tells you a story, basically. It can be absolute mess, but it's intentional and you understand like Pollock is a mess, but organized, isn't it? You looking at the pictures and artwork and it looks like a mess, but organized in the way because it has this feeling. And same with the photography. Photography can be anything, but you develop your own vision for photography. You do photography like if you develop in it, for example, in 2-3 years of doing like everyday photography and all of this stuff, you continue doing it everywhere and stuff. And then you can use your skills to present your product, even if you're digital designer. Imagine you can create the interface and present it on real device, not on like AI generated stuff, which is like completely fine, but it's actually real device, what you photograph with maybe like your fingers everywhere and dust and stuff, but it looks real, it feels real, and it's like intentionally made by you, even if like someone can call it rubbish and stuff. Doesn't matter. Just develop your sense of, oh, I'm curious about it. Try it. I'm curious to try this camera. Try it. You can always borrow it, or like just it's a lot of services. You didn't have to buy it. Like you didn't have to buy Hasselblad. Do you know that? You didn't have to buy expensive Fujifilm camera. You just can borrow it for free and stuff, or like buy like secondhand old one and stuff. They not really changed so much, and like you don't have to buy like the most modern expensive Mac available on the market. Buy a secondhand like 2 years ago. It's totally fine. And it's like just, oh, I have no money for a good computer. It's just, come on.